Good morning, all of you. Today we are going to deal with the topic social stratification. What is social stratification? We are going to know about it. Okay. Earlier lecture we have seen about the Indian society. The next topic after Indian society is the social stratification. Okay. So we are going to deal with it. Now, first of all, the society word that is the social, and the next word that is the stratification. What is the meaning of stratification? If we will try to find out the meaning of stratification, we will see that there are different meanings. Somewhere it is defined as a layer, somewhere it is defined as a cluster, somewhere it is defined as a arrangement, somewhere defined as a divisions. So, are in the Indian society there is social cluster, social divisions, social arrangements, social layering, or social level are there? If it is there, it means there is the social stratification. And yes, in India, there is the social stratification because our Indian society is divided. Our Indian society is having different layers. Our Indian society is having different status, different ranks, different arrangements on which Indian society is being known. So the first question arises, are these stratifications are necessary for our society? Is it or is it not? We have to think that why in Indian stratification there is these stratification exist, why these divisions exist. Yes, as we know, every human being is unique in its characteristics, unique in its features, unique in its physical status, mental status. So on the basis of these all these things, they are having the, if they are having the sound mental status, they must be having the sound knowledge, and they must be having the wealth, they must be having the power, they must be having the prestige. Either this prestige or power can be gained by the physical status or by the mental status. Okay, so now we will move towards the stratifications keywords. The first one, social stratification means what? The social position of a group or of a person in a given social group, in an ethical group, in a particular weaker section, major section, in which what position that person holds, or what position that particular family or that particular group holds in the society. It will be known as the social stratification according to their position. As well, we can define that stratification is the division of society into classes. Stratification is what? It is the division of society into classes, like different social classes there, the different societies are there, social groups are there. Now, in which class the social group is existing? Social group is resident. Either it is living in the upper class, middle class, lower class. In which group it is existing? It means we are dividing our society on the basis of classes. Why? Because the living standard of different social class is varied. They are having the diversified living class. Uh, like the person who is in the lower class, he will be not maintaining the luxurious items, the electrical items, but the person who is in the middle class or in the upper class, he must be using the luxurious items. So on the basis of these materialistic things which we hold in our society, in our family, we are classified, we are stratified, we are divided, we have been given some status, prestige, rank, on which there is done as a single term that is known as the social stratification. Next, unequal amount of wealth. As we know, all the persons are not having the similar earning because we are not in the same profession. The person who is earning much more from a profession, it doesn't mean that all the people from the same class or from the same group or from the same geographical area are earning a lot. In Bihar, like if I example taking the example of our state, that is Bihar. In Bihar, if a person is there who is earning rupees 1 crore per month, and there is also existing a person who is not earning a single penny in a day, single penny in a month. So there it means there is somewhere unequal amount of wealth. And this unequal amount of wealth creates the social stratification, creates the social prestige, creates the social position, creates the social rank, social grouping on the basis of our wealth which we exist, which we hold. Okay, so division, the different class, unequal amount of wealth shows the stratification, shows the level in which we are, shows the cluster in which we are living. Next, power and prestige. Now, the power and prestige, most important thing in our society. Everyone follows the power. Everyone wants to gain the prestige. That how it can be gained, how I can get the maximum power, how I can be the superior in the society. So the power and prestige, either these power can't be termed in the physical power. It should be the power which we are gaining from our post, the post which we are holding in the society, in our offices, in our day-to-day life. That power somewhere labels us. That power and prestige divided us from that society. No, you are having that power. Just like the example, a person who is an administrative officer, IS officer, okay, and the person who is the clerk in that same department, the same power and prestige they are holding. The person who is having the post of IS and the person who is having the clerk in the same department. In the same department, IS is also there. In the same department, clerk is also there. Are they holding the same power and prestige? Definitely no. They are not holding the same power and prestige, because that power and prestige belongs to their post, the post on which they are holding. So in our society, it also includes that in what profession we are, in what job we are, in what job, the position which we are holding. Are we the staff of that company, or we are the owner of any particular company? Again, two people working in the same company, the number one is the owner, number two is the staff or the employee. Definitely they were having the different power, different prestige. The first person is working as the owner of the company, however he is having the power and prestige. The second person who is working in the same company but as just like as a employee, they both are working, they are both are having the same profession, but however they are having the different power and prestige. So they will be divided in the society according to their power and prestige which they hold. Last one, last keyword, that is the inequality. Inequality is a part of social structure that passes from one generation to another. If a person, a father who is having the five children, it doesn't mean that these five children having the same characteristics, same nature, same thought, same feelings. In the same way, if there is the five social groups in a society, those five social groups will be not homogeneous, not equal. They will be performing the unequal inequality, because as we are as we are not same in our physical structure, we are not same in our mental structure, mental status. So we are not having the same class, we are not having the same amount of money, we are not having the same amount of power, prestige, the position which we hold in our society. That's why we are having the inequality existence, so from the ground root level, that it has captured our Indian society, and it is just passing from the one generation to the next generation. That is the social stratification. Now we will move towards the characteristics of social stratification. That what are the characteristics of social stratification? The first characteristics of social stratification is universal. You or I can't say that social stratification only exists in India. It is universal in nature. It exists all over the universe. If I'm in USA, in USA also there is people divided in their society on the basis of class, on the basis of income, what they are earning. They are also having the different brands preference, different choice preference, different consumption pattern on the basis of their class which they belong. So that we can say that social stratification is not for India or not for any particular state or area. It is universal in nature. Everywhere people are divided on the basis of the materialistic thing which they hold. Okay. The second characteristic, stratification is social. Stratification is social. Why it is social? Because generally, as per the sayings of the Aristotle, man is a social animal, and wherever we go, we find the similar nature people are just friendly in nature, in comparison to those people who are having the adverse nature. They are not very familiar with each other. If I am having the kindness, you are having the kindness, it means we are social. We will be just having the great bonding, in comparison to those people, the someone who is having the very tough nature and the other person who is having the very rough nature or the kindness nature. They, it's very, it's very complicated to have the bonding between them. So from the same nature we are finding the same people. So in the society also, the lower group wants to attach with the lower group, the higher group wants to attach with the higher group, the middle group also wants to attach with the middle group, the same caste people wants to attach with the same caste people. They don't want to move in the inter religions, the same geographical area people, the son of the soil, as we know, the someone who's saying that I'm the son of the soil. So all those people who say, who are having the ideology that they are the son of the soil, they will follow a particular social group. It means again they are having that social cluster, social culture, social labeling, social layering, on the basis of which they have been divided in that particular society. That's why we can say that stratification is social in nature. Third one, it is ancient. Just now we can say that we are in the democratic system. Just think before 500 years ago, 600 years ago, 1000 years ago, when there was a system of king, राजा और प्रजा वाला जब सिस्टम था, एनार्की सिस्टम, ठीक है, मोनार्की सिस्टम जिसे हम लोग कहते हैं. So at that time, what, at that time also there was the stratification, the how much money, the materialistic thing the king was holding, the person who has conquered that particular state, the same amount of money, not the all the people were having. It means it is from the ancient time. We can't say that the social stratification has done in this modern era or during this medieval era. It is existing from the ancient time. Fourth one, fourth characteristic is that it is in diverse forms. Diverse forms, why? Because stratification is also having the different parameters. Parameters of amount, the money which we are holding, parameter of rank, status, post, position which we are holding, parameter of caste, parameter of class, the caste which we belongs to, the religion from which we belongs to, the class which we are holding. All these parameter makes it diverse in the format. We are, so that we can say that social stratification is diverse in its form. It is not of the similar nature. It is of the diversified nature. And the last one, the last characteristic, that is the social stratification is consequential. Why social stratification is consequential? Because if you will see that there are little bit consequences are attached there. If a person is poor, if a person is illiterate, he will be unemployed. He will not be enjoying a good living of standard. He will be in the lower class of the society. That is what, that is the consequences attached to one another. If I am born in a poor family, I won't be enjoying a good knowledge, I won't be enjoying a good education pattern, I won't be having a good job. That means most probably I must be unemployed. After having the unemployment, I must face the different family problems, different social problems, different problems which I have to face it alone. After that, I'll be enjoying in the, or I will be considered in the lower class of the society. So what is this? This is the consequences. If a person, if a child who is born with a silver spoon, he must be getting a good education. After having the good education, he must have placed, he has got the good job. He's been employed in a reputed company, in an MNC. After that, he must be enjoying the upper class segment. What is this? This is the consequences. So we can say that social stratification is consequential. The one more example we will take off from the consequential, the profession which we are in. If I am the blacksmith, it's very true that the next generation of mine will be the again the blacksmith. The forefathers, my ancestors were also from the blacksmith. What is this? This is again the consequence. I am just I am carrying over and just forwarding it to the next generation. What occupation or what profession from which I belong to. That it's my earning. I'm earning my livelihood from this profession. I'm just passing it on. So that's why we can say that social stratification is consequential. So in every society, we should know what are the characteristics of social stratification, or in whatever country we are, the social stratification exists because these characteristics can't be changed according to the state, according to the nation, or according to any country. These characteristics are same as well as for India, or as well as for any European country, or for any African country. Okay, that's all for this lecture. So I think we have almost completed the social stratification definition and its characteristics. The next, the next thing which we will move towards the types of social stratification in the next video. Okay, for that, thank you all for